Well, everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra and compare it against the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and see which particular phone is a better one for you. Now, the interesting thing to kind of keep in mind here is that both of these phones are kind of different, but they're fairly similar as well. So when you're going to go through and you're going to pick up one of these types of devices, you have to remember that these types of phones, they do share some similarity, but they're also very different. So we'll take a look at that throughout this whole entire video. First things first, if you want to pick up either one of these particular devices, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, number one, the big thing to keep in mind here is that both these phones are relatively different when it comes down to the price tag. In the brand new market, they're relatively the same, but in the used market, right now the Pixel 9 Pro XL is being sold for about $700, the S25 Ultra around $1,149. So kind of keep that in mind. When we take a look at kind of the exterior of both these phones, the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL on the front came out late last year, so around August 2024. And on the front side of this phone, you're going to be getting a 6.8-inch L2PO OLED display. This type of phone and this type of panel, in my opinion, looks pretty good. This is a very, very good panel. It's, 6.8 inches. It's almost 1440p, not quite, but it's like almost up there. You're also getting 120 Hz, but 3000 nits of brightness. This is a very good type of panel. This type of screen looks very good. And if you're going to go through and pick up a phone, this is easily a really good option here. Like, it looks like a really, really good phone. And even for the next many years, this phone is still going to look like a really good device when it comes down to it as well. So, in my personal opinion, the Pixel 9 Pro XL looks very, very good. On the Galaxy S25 Ultra, this phone is a little bit of a different design as well. So the Pixel 9 Pro XL is more rounded. The S25 Ultra is more like jagged edge. It's more like, a little bit squared off. So with the S25 Ultra, this one is giving you a 6.9-inch dynamic LTPO AMOLED display. So within this particular panel, this phone is going to be giving you 2600 nits of brightness, 1440p, 120 Hz, and this is also a very good panel. I think the way Samsung kind of modifies their panel, the way they kind of calibrate it, I do think Samsung displays even this one, even though it's less brightness, is a better overall looking panel than the Pixel 9 Pro XL. I still think the Pixel 9 Pro XL's design and display look really good, but I think the S25 Ultra's panel looks just genuinely better. On the bottom, both these phones are going to be giving you USB Type-C ports. However, a really big thing to keep in mind is that the Galaxy S25 Ultra is actually giving you that S Pen built in inside of it. So that is a little bit of an advantage there for that type of phone too. Like, you're able to go through and pick up something like on the S25 Ultra that is going to be giving you that type of S Pen. The Pixel 9 Pro XL, there's not really an equivalent there. So that is in and of itself, once again, another really cool advantage to kind of think about when you're going to go through and pick up something like a, Galaxy S25 Ultra. On the backside, both of them are going to be giving you frosted glass backs that feel and look very, very good. If you're going to pick up either one of these phones, both these phones are going to feel and look very good for the most part, which is something that I love. And then you're also getting your camera modules and your camera setups. Both these phones are basically going to be giving you kind of triple camera setups. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is more of a quad camera setup. So I would probably tell you from that side as well. No matter which way you're kind of thinking about it, both these phones dominate it. Both these phones feel very good on the exterior. But I would probably say that a phone like the Galaxy S25 Ultra kind of has more features built inside of it, especially with that S Pen. And it does have a nicer display when it comes down to it as well. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there for the most part. Now, on top of that, when it does kind of come down to their cameras, the back side of these cameras are very interesting. The Pixel 9 Pro XL is giving you a 50 megapixel wide, 48 megapixel periscope telephoto, and a 40 megapixel ultra-wide camera, where the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is giving you a 200 megapixel wide-angle lens, a 10 megapixel telephoto lens, a 50 megapixel periscope telephoto lens, and then a 50 megapixel ultra-wide camera. So in my personal opinion, if you're going to look at both these types of phones, you're definitely going to be getting a really good type of experience between both. Now, in my personal opinion, I've always felt like Samsung phones do typically give me a better type of experience for the most part. I feel like those cameras just speak better to me, honestly, and they have more features typically built inside. With the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, these both are able to do 8K at 30 frames per second and 4K at 60 on the front side. So from that side in and of itself, both these phones are giving you a pretty good experience right there. So I would probably tell you from that side, that is kind of a big thing to keep in mind. But also on the other hand, you're going to be looking at phones that may not necessarily be like these are the best of the best type of cameras you can buy. So if you're going to go through and buy a phone, Like these are the best ones you can buy. So if these ones aren't that good, then the other ones aren't going to be that good either. That's kind of just one way to think about it. But in terms of that kind of covers it up there for the most part. Now, on top of that, when it kind of comes down to some other areas of these phones, the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL and the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra are two sets of phones that are going to be supported with software for many, many years now. So both these phones are going to be giving you software updates and software support for a long period of time. So that is something that's really nice here. No matter which phone you really buy, you're going to be getting a really good experience with. So I think that is in and of itself a pretty nice thing to kind of keep in mind there too. If you take a look at kind of some other devices out there, I mean, you can kind of see for yourself that these two phones, I mean, they're the newest of the phones. So there's like not too much to really complain about here. And they're both giving you basically the same amount of software updates as well, which I think is another really big thing to kind of keep in mind there too. Kind of fast forwarding to another area, like I said before, with batteries. I've kind of tested these batteries simultaneously. They're both giving you very similar type of battery styles. The Pixel 9 Pro XL is giving you a 5060 mAh battery. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is giving you a 5000 mAh battery. So that right there would probably tell you that both these phones are going to be very similar. They're both giving you wireless and reverse wireless charging, which that in and of itself is a nice thing there too. So both these phones are going to be very, very similar when it kind of comes down to that particular side. They're really not missing out on too much. And I think that is kind of a pro. I think that's a really good thing going on for these two phones. So realistically speaking, no matter which device you get, you're probably going to be getting a really good time from the battery sizes between both of these. On top of that, when it kind of comes down to the performance inside, both these phones are going to be giving you very good performing chipsets. The Pixel 9 Pro XL is giving you that Tensor G4 chipset with 16 gigs of RAM, where the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is giving you the Snapdragon 8 Elite chipset with 12 or 16 gigs of RAM. The thing I will tell you here is that in my personal opinion, both these devices give you pretty good experiences, right? They're going to be the fastest phones you can basically buy. With something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra though, this type of chipset, this type of display, this type of experience is going to be very, very good. This is going to be one of those types of phones that just holds up very well. And I think that is in and of itself another really nice thing going on for this type of phone too. But I think the Pixel 9 Pro XL is also a very good phone. It's a very fast phone as well. So you're really not going to feel like you're missing out on too much there. Like both these phones are very fast, but the Galaxy S25 Ultra is definitely the faster one when it kind of comes down to it. So in terms of that, to kind of sum up this whole entire video, what I can definitely tell you is that both these phones, okay, are very good phones. These are some of the best types of devices you can go and pick up. But the thing I will probably tell you is that if you have the option to, I think the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is probably the better type of device. That's kind of the device that I would look at as probably being the overall better one. But with that being said, I think something like the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra is great in most areas, but the Pixel 9 Pro XL is, has a brighter display. It is giving you more of a stockish version of Android, so that might be a better advantage for some people. And you can get the base model and have 16 gigs of RAM versus the base model of the S25 Ultra that's 12. So very close neck and neck, but I think the S25 Ultra might be the better one for me. So that pretty much covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.